Okay, hello. This is gonna be the first time I do a video like this, is because I have not seen anybody try to tackle breaking down any of the footage of Ninja Gaiden 4 through either of the trailers in the conference disclosure or the Twitter clips that they've been posting very generously, drip feeding us till the who knows when we'll get actual official news on the game again. But I'm gonna go through the 13-minute conference from the direct initially and break down some of the stuff that people are not talking about. I did search on YouTube to see if there's anything regarding breaking down the trailers, but there's nothing, so I'm gonna do my best here to do a deep dive of everything we've seen and know so far of the game. If there's official articles and stuff like that, I probably haven't come across it, but as far as the trailers goes, I've been kind of obsessed with this game, so yeah, we're gonna get into this straight up. Hopefully the audio is not too bad. I did order a mic, so that'll come when it comes. Anyways, let's get into it. So, out of the gate, you see Yakimo doing some Metal Gear Rising Raiden shit, and he's sprinting and deflecting bullets, which is a blessing because Ninja Gaiden got worse and worse when it comes to enemies shooting you. The Cyber Ninjas being the most infamous one, they just SMG you like it's Call of Duty. From distance you get staggered and then some other asshole hits you and you're dead. So being able to deflect bullets while sprinting mid-combat is just amazing. Right there. That was also another thing that is Platinum game signature. Time slowdown on dodge. Incoming attack, he does like a backdash. I don't know if it's a back jump. It looks like a type of guillotine throw jump type of deal, but backwards and instead of towards, it's away. Going slowly, yeah. Back jump, you got after images, and the game slows down. Bayonetta style. Obliteration technique, Yakimo's special thing, which is the Raven Sword. Raven Blood Sword, I think it's called. Talking about it, which is, Platinum, everybody loves Platinum. Recently they haven't been too hot, but we're not talking about that. I think it's been longer than they can. Yakimo's design is absolute peak, If you want a hack and slash character, you gotta give it white hair, right? They have to have white hair. But that aside, tattoos here, you can see the tattoos on his arm, right? They're covered, most of it's covered, but he seems to have two different ones. I think only one of this is actually on him, but who knows? We gotta see it. Fingers, these are definitely not gloves. His fingers are actually dark. I don't know if he has dark dragon poison or whatever is going on, but this is gonna be mostly a game breakdown, not a theory crafting for story. Main thing you gotta notice here, kunais. When Ryu uses shurikens for the most part for stunning and long range control over enemies. I think Yakimo's is gonna be kunais, and it's not here on this one, but he seemed to have two sides on his back too. So far we know he dual wields, and when he charges his Raven Sword, it's a big ass long sword, and he does seem to have size. Two sides, maybe he has a secondary weapon, I'm hoping, but that's all we got on him. This might be the Hayabusa village, I'm not sure, but it kinda looks like it. And speaking of Hayabusa, little Ryu. A lot of people say he's a little over-designed here, but considering the theme of the game is very into the future type of deal, he fits perfectly. Also, this is a perfect shot of him. His helmet has changed. The helmet crest has changed too. Love the detail on his scalp cover here, like little dent. That's awesome. Dragon on his helmet now. It's no longer like a falcon. I don't know if 3 had like a little bit of a falcon look to it too. It looked like a beak on top of a beak. This one is just straight up a dragon's face on his forehead. I think he has kunais strapped to his chest. I'll look at that when you get up. His sheath. This straight up looks like a Metal Gear Rising sheath, like Raiden's sheath, which might be a platinum thing. Again, their design with that game was amazing. That's probably their best hack and slash. Like when it comes to like people have noticed it the most. I know Bayonetta is a thing, but Metal Gear Rising just holds a special place in Ayler's heart. Yeah, okay, so never mind. He doesn't have kunais, he just has these things, which is gonna make really hard to look down, but it's Ryu. Good old new move. So not really good old. I thought it was gonna be, you know, not gonna sugarcoat it. So square, triangle, launcher, and you go square or X if you're Xbox. Square again, and then follow up with a triangle, which is a new move. Boom, boom, flying swallow down. So that's a new combo. So instead of your normal Izuna drop, which is square, triangle, square, 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 triangle, this one is one square less in the air, which comes at a knockdown, and he chases it down. I'm hoping the chase down is optional, so because if you knock down an enemy into another group of enemies, you definitely don't want to chase that down. You just want to drop, which I think very sure can cancel is going to come in handy. But yeah, new aerial move. That's always awesome. I don't see anything on him to imply that he has a secondary weapon. That still has me nervous that Ryu might just be stuck on the Dragon Sword, which looks beautiful in this game. Definitely looks better than Ninja Gaiden 3, because it has the glow on it now again. Good old Dante versus Nero type of deal. It's like new kid on the block, thinking he's tough, and Big Daddy Ryu is just like, yeah, I'm not even trying. City looks awesome, scary. I don't even know if that's actually like the living world or the underworld, but amazing. These concepts in the back, you can look at these if you want in details. YouTube bitrate is horrible, so I can't really help it. Definitely a boss fight. I'm hoping it's not a normal enemy. Alright, there. Beautiful Metal Gear Rising. Boom, perfect parry. Right? And the fact that you can perfect parry bosses is just another layer of depth to arguably one of the worst. And this is going to be most likely a hot take, but like when it comes to hack and slash boss fights, Ninja Gaiden doesn't really hold up to many other games. God of War, even like DMC would be unfair to compare. Even Bayonetta, it's like the boss fights in this game are not really interactive. You just find the most effective abuse or exploit, and you do it. On normal mode, you can just mostly swing, but when it comes to hard difficulties, they're harder. So the fact that you can parry, he has a perfect parry, and he has a normal parry. Perfect parry has like a massive oomph to it. There's like a circle that appears. We'll see it later. And it goes into a counter. That, I don't think I need to break down what this just was, but for the sake of people, that's an ultimate technique. He charged it, and this is a boss. They already said that this is actually a boss. This is a one-on-one boss. Boss came at him, hits, and the boss is getting stunned. They're interacting appropriately. This is a charged Raven Sword attack. It looks to do massive damage because it just ended the fight. And the whole thing with the reason why I say it ended the fight is because every time Yakumo kills the last enemy, this happens. My theory on this is that they took a note from older hack and slash games, and I hate to bring this game up, but DMC Devil May Cry added this thing that when the fight ends, you get a slowdown, a pan shot, that you just killed the last enemy, back to free mode, right? So this might be the same thing. This might be an indication that fight's over, you get your cool shot, which it is extremely nice. I hope Ryu has his own type of shot. Maybe his is blue, who knows? But fight's over, awesome. Platforming, good old Sonic. I don't know what this red thing here is, but very curious to know what that is. But curious about this too. I wonder if we can just be a goofy guy and just aim Yakumo off the rail, but I don't think they'll do that. I think that'll just be too whack to do. Like, you don't want your main character that's supposed to be this cool ninja just fall down. Again, you can look at the screen to try to see if you can get anything out of it. Alright, sprint. You can sprint, no longer goofy walking. You can legitimately ninja sprint, which is cool. Platformers, awesome. The city is just cool. And there's this weird thing with this city. And as I said, I don't know if it's like underworld type of deal, but look at the background here. It is like, almost looks like digital distortion. It's just moving. It doesn't look like the sky. Assassinations are back from Ninja Gaiden 3, which is cool. And I know a lot of people were worried about enemy density, but you got your 1, you got your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 enemies on screen, if I can count correctly, which I think I did. There might be more people back here, but we don't see it. But assassination and cool little thing here, Yakumo likes to reverse grip both his swords. And it persists. Like, he doesn't switch it most of the time. I've only seen him reverse grip unless when he's using the Raven sword. Blood and gore looks nice. Awesome as always. Here's the perfect parry thing. And this one wasn't perfect. This one was just a normal parry. I gotta like catch it fast. So you see the glow around this? The glow around this means like, okay, you parried it, the enemy staggered. I don't know what these guys are doing over here, but and he gets a follow-up. Bam. Didn't do heavy damage. Now if I can find one of the clips later on that I'll go to, there's a perfect parry and the effects are much more exaggerated. Cool platforming. He uses a sword. Yeah, you know, good old Ninja Gaiden. I do love this. The fact that wall running persists for much longer than you're like half a second in the older Ninja Gaidens. Most of the time, like a lot of newcomers that don't have the timings down will just fall down because you take 2 steps and then Ryu just falls. That's it. In this, it looks like you can wall run for a much longer time. Flying swallow, grapple mid battle, flying swallow off the wall run, and a D-limb. Immediate decapitation, Ninja Gaiden 1 style. There was a box in the background too, not that important. Sonic, grappling. I'm always down for these. These always add another thing you can do in the video game, so they're always fun. Even if you don't like platformers, it's fun going through stuff like this. Kind of sad there's no kick the box like it killed your mother animation here, but that is also, you know, boxes are a thing. I think they're gonna switch to Ryu now. Oh well, okay, yeah. So yeah. Excuse me, lady. I love you that you're the art director, but yeah, okay. So Ryu is extremely cybernetic here. One arm strap. I don't know what to call this, but like his glove, much longer than the other one, and I think he's right-handed, so his right hand is more protected when it comes to actually being armored, and his left one is not. He has massive Batman wise with his armor, which is extremely cool. I think it'll look better in action, but we'll see. And his scarf is just mwah, perfect. More footage in the background, cool stuff going on. And I think I can catch a shot here. Okay, it's very, very light. Very light. But you can see the sai on his back. It looks like a sai. It might be something else. He does tend to extend his weapons, because for all I know, this could be a spear. This could be like a pitchfork spear type of deal. That is, I'm pretty sure that's the Dragon Blade. That's Ryu's sword and sheath. I don't know what that's for. There we go. Look at the absolute unit Ryu is in this game. He has and this is out the gates. He has the dragon sword. The gem is on it, the Magatama or Yagatama, I forgot which one it's called. He's ready to go. Shit is real. There are some shrines with seals on them, spiritual seals, which is cool. And yeah, here we go. Reverse gripping the front sword for defending, which is perfect. That's how you're supposed to. And he's holding the sword behind him normally. So he defends with the front one, and he attacks with the left one. In this case, his right hand. This is the boss fight. Another perfect parry into a Blood Raven attack. I think that might be a normal enemy that pops up, which is awesome because we don't have normal enemies this size popping up very often in Ninja Gaiden. And these Cyber Samurai enemies archetype is pretty cool. We know we have the demons, we know we have the Tengus, and we know we have the pink demons. I forgot what they're called. Platform mid combat, Blood Raven sword attacks, deflect, a deflect type attack. I don't know if this is Blood Raven only, but boss seems to be charging here, and Raven goes towards him. Not Raven, sorry. Yakumo goes towards him with the Raven blade, and as the attack is coming down, it clashes with Yakumo's blade, and it bounces back, and then he gets staggered. So we already have more. And speaking of Tengus, but yeah, we have more interactions between bosses and the enemy, which is amazing because the one problem I had with pretty much every boss in Ninja Gaiden was that there's no interaction. You're just like trying to hit a boulder pretty much that doesn't interact to your attacks too much. And if they do, they immediately go in a block or super armor and grab you, right? In this, it seems to be like a actual boss fight where both characters are interacting to each other's damage, hits, and all that. I'm sure there will be super armor moves especially on higher difficulties, so you have to adjust accordingly. But the fact that the boss fights feel more alive now is just amazing. Because I mean, think of your best boss fights in like DMC games. Kratos. He has the shield, but once you get the shield down, you can interact with him. And even if you don't get the shield down, you can actually interact with him. He throws spears at you, you can grab him, you can chuck it back at him, right? And Virgil, same thing. Virgil has a lot of interactions. He can counter his supercharged move, he can royal release a lot of stuff he does. And that just feels really fun. And I think Baldur and Bayonetta, one of the best boss fights. Tengus. Pretty sure they're Tengus. The Dark Dragon Clan, I think they're called or something, but it might be just a demon type of deal. They are freaking cool. Like, I was expecting Neo type of enemies, but no, these guys are extremely cool. They have spears. Historically, spear enemies are a pain in the ass to deal with in any game, so we'll see. And these are the Cyber Samurais. I don't know what to call them, but I'm guessing there's different tiers to them. So like maybe this guy is your base tier, or maybe this is the boss, and this guy is a higher tier of the enemy that you might see on higher difficulties, or it's just, again, yeah, it seems that the flashy implies that this guy will either enrage into this guy, or maybe it's just a boss phase transition. We have two different type of enemies here. The normal Cyber Samurai, these are going to be your guns, these are going to be your essence drops, and yes, there is essence in the game. Nobody talks about it. There is actual essence in the game. I think we've only seen red ones so far on 2 different occasions, which one of it is in this video. And we have this guy. Definitely the commander type. I'm sure this is signifying something. And you have your range guy up here behind his crest. We haven't seen these guys in game, so you have this. These are drones. I'm guessing they're flying because this looks like a wing structure, so yay. But this also means that you will 100% have a ranged weapon. So maybe the explosive bow is gonna be back for you, and Yakumo might have, I don't know, freaking SMG or some shit. And these demons, the pink demons I was talking about, they look disgusting and amazing at the same time. Look at these arms. Truly demonic. They look fleshy. They look like they don't belong. So it's awesome. I'm really curious to know what this guy is in the back. Doesn't look like a Vangel. And also this guy here. Don't know what these guys are. I'm just seeing a glimpse of something up here too, but not gonna go too deep into those. We'll get there one day. More gameplay on the side. Wall running, sprinting, movement seems to be very fast. Okay, this is the clip. This is the perfect parry clip. Look at the effect. Look at all this nonsense. Look at this absolute flashbang of a moment. You perfect parried a strong move, And unlike the other time where it was like a small glow, this one gives you a massive glow, multiple different colors. You have your orange spark, and you have your the wind wave and the sonic wave, whatever you want to call it. And it seems to be against a strong enemy with the crest on its head. And Yakumo gets a extreme follow up, right? So in the last video, he just double slashed, and the guy just got staggered. In this one, he went through his whole ancestral line. He shred him to pieces. I think he got cut in half. He didn't, but yeah. So perfect parry gives you a big reward. Obliteration technique, another case of slowdown. So this is a OT obliteration technique. Killed, bam, he's out of there, which is good. Because the one thing with OTs that were really bad in the old games is maybe -3 because of Ryu's movement. You can get out of situations fast. When you do OTs, it's like you're stuck in place for a couple of frames after the animation's over, but the enemies don't care. They'll start grabbing you after it. So the fact that Yakumo just pieces out, boom, beautiful. He's out. He is gone. He is not in the combat anymore. He is just out of there. So that means you're safe after OT. You don't have to be nervous about your surroundings, which makes the game easier, but more manageable. And another case of slowdown on dodge. And look at the range of this. No longer would Ryu and I guess in this case Rocky look like, well, this range is insane. Also red essence. I did talk about red essence. Here it is. Boom. He just absorbed it. I do want to know what the other thing was, but we'll get there. Ultimate techniques, and his looks extremely fast. It looks like the footage has been sped up, but it's not. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know what he did here, but he just knocked 5 people back with one move. 5 people are on their asses. Swoosh in with that. Blood Raven mode. He's still reverse gripping it with that, as you can see. Combat's over. Look at that. Reverse grip, big sword, big giant sword. Guy's dead. It looked like it deflected the boss's attack, and this is a... He also has a EI style. He sheathes the sword and does all this. I'm hoping there is a just frame mechanic to charging up the Blood Raven sword. One other cool thing, which might be annoying if you mash, if you're a masher, you might come across this issue. He's attacking, blocked, and staggered. This is kind of Ninja Gaiden 3 reminiscent. When enemies block you, if you attack them twice, they'll bounce you and they'll attack you immediately. It seems like he's perfect dodging through all those. Follow up, I got another dash slowdown, launcher, boss OT, I'm pretty sure. This is a UT against the other different boss. Finisher, so I'm guessing that's OT. OT is obliteration technique, and UT is ultimate technique for people that don't know. So OT is when an enemy is D-limbed, or as a finisher you just kill them with a triangle with your melee weapon. And ultimate technique is when you charge your melee, your main melee, and you attack. You just let it go and it just goes on an auto damaging thing. Yeah, I think there might be a perfect charge mechanic to this, because it sparks, you let go, and he comes out. And this one, he charges it over the limits by the look of it, right? And the attack comes out way slower. And I think there's an instance later on where the just frames are actually perfectly back to back, and you see how fast it is. Another OT. OT into OT, beautiful. That's kind of Ryu style. It makes you kneel and decapitates you from the back. That's literally Ryu. Speaking, my favorite move from the Dragon Blade from 3 is back, which is, I hope, is the direction they're taking Ryu in, because Ryu in Ninja Gaiden 3, despite how bad it is to fight enemies, that's mainly on the enemy side, Ryu in 3 it feels like one of the, if not the best hack and slash character. And this is coming from a DMC glazer, right? I live and breathe and consume DMC on the daily basis, right? But I think Ninja Gaiden 3 Ryu feels better than any other action character I can name. It just destroying people with Ryu in 3 feels different. Anyways, so this is, yeah, so if I remember correctly, this is square, 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 triangle, square, 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 and if you do triangle, you go into a Izuna drop or underworld drop. OTs, his old OTs are back. That's his 3-1. This is also my favorite Dragon Blade OT he has. Triple slash up, 1 slash from the back down. Boom, boom, boom. Do-do-doink, doink. Classic. Okay, another case. Bangles are back. Who would have thunk it? We have Red Essence, Red Essence. I'm hoping, and this might be copium, I'm hoping the Nimpo works like 3, where you have like a bar, and you gain the bar by attacking and stuff, and doing UTs and Steel on Bone and OTs and all that stuff. But on top of that, you also have the Essence bars, which contributes towards that. I just hope it's not as dumb, if I'm being quite frank, as every Nimpo has its own bar and you can't use it unless you fill out the bar. That was really bad. I hope it's just a big bar, it's segmented depending on your UT, and you can use it multiple times. Sorry, Nimpo, not UT. And I hope there is a UT charge mechanic that you can consume the essences for faster charging your UT, and you get more bang for your buck if you cash it out. He seems to... He consumed 3 there. And yeah, okay, so that's back. He got an instant level 3 OT. The aura's red, so that means it's powered up. Good old Izuna drop. Good old Izuna drop. It's showcasing that both of them can do this thing. So Yakumo might be from the Hayabusa village for all we know. Might be Sanji. Probably not. Might be Sanji growing up and trying to do something, but I doubt it. More grapple stuff. Another assassination right there. Sorry, I was a little bit delayed. I do admire what these guys are doing. This franchise needed to come back, and I'm glad it's back. Everything's back now. Okay, I think it's here, the perfect charges. That's his launcher into Izuna, which is beautiful. So this should be soon. This game should be coming out in a couple of months. I doubt it'll get delayed into next. Okay, and this is where they go into Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which we're not going to talk about that. It has its issues, and it also has its goods. So I'm going to leave that off. This is the main trailer. I don't think I need to go through this anymore, but I'll play it and see if there's anything I need to spot. This is mostly just very, very compressed version of what we just watched. There is different stuff in it like this. This flying swallow goes multiple times. The wall thing, we did see this with the box. OTs, yeah, the sliding thing. More OTs. That also looks like Ryu's dual sword. The assassination that we just saw, we did see this. Perfect parry, that's what I was talking about. You see how soft that was compared to the other one? This one was like, maybe it's an upgrade. Maybe it's an upgrade you get that your perfect parry becomes more lethal. Or maybe it's a timing thing. I'm hoping it's a timing thing. I feel like having a skill expression of like perfect parrying and just parrying should be a thing. Like your pro players that spend hours and years into this game should be able to display their proficiency. Well, like, yeah, okay, enemy attacks me, I'll perfect parry it, I insta-kill them. That also is very helpful towards speedrunners, because the more efficiently you can kill stuff, it's better for speedrunners and also for style players to show off their skills. And you know, your average Joe can't do these most of the time unless they actually dedicate time into it, so it's good. It's a good visual feedback on the viewership, people that watch it. OTs. Yeah, so this was interesting to me. He's charging, he gets hit, but it seems like the guy gets bounced, and it has a red flash, so this is probably an unblockable attack. If I know my action games. Red flash usually means you can't block it, but... yeah, he hits it, right? It goes through... Yakumo seems to be bleeding, but I'm not sure. but the guy gets bounced back. Like he just hit like a wall. So I don't know if this has built-in parry into it, which would be ridiculously broken. Or maybe if you release just before you get attack, the blade gets longer and stronger. And bam, not only... I might be wrong about the fight finishing with this thing, but not only the guy in front of him died, the guy on the right side just spectating the situation going down also got completely annihilated. And that's the perfect parry. See, perfect. Right now you see a normal parry, and this is the boom, perfect parry. Yakumo seems to play a lot like Raiden from Metal Gear Rising. I just hope his blocking and perfect parry is not, pressed in the same direction as the enemy. You can interrupt the boss's charge attack with your own charge, Blood Raven Sword. I don't know if it's called Blood Raven Sword, I just think that's a cool name for it. Ultimate technique in the boss is always a breath of fresh air, because you couldn't do it in 2, as far as I know. Yeah. Don't know who the voice actor is, but I don't mind it. Oh yeah, we finally see these enemies. Also, to point out, Ryu has its classic string with the dragon sword. Boom, boom, up, down, boom. Finisher, we saw these. Sliding is back. I'm glad sliding is back. Classic OT. I don't think Yakumo holds any type of chance against Ryu, but we'll see. Hopefully they don't shit on Ryu in this game, but yeah. I hope Ryu has more weapons. Now, we're not done yet. Absolutely will not buy Game Pass, but I will play it day 1. Okay. Yakumo footage, and then we're gonna cut this off because it's becoming a very long video. OT. Very cool. Launcher cancelled, right? That is an interesting thing. He launches and then he backdashes down to the ground, charges. You see the red just frame flash, and then he cancels it and he backs off. Now, one cool thing I want to mention here. He absorbed the essence charging the Blood Raven Sword. But not only that, look how telegraphed the attack is here by this guy behind. He's running, he jumps, and then he attacks. If this was Ninja Gaiden 2 or 3, that guy would be slow walking to you in neutral and immediately fuck your shit up. There will be no telegraphs. He'll just be standing there, and the next frame, his claw or his sword or his gun's gonna be up your fucking ass. So the fact that we have telegraph attacks that are not like you need to play the game for 10 hours to actually be able to tell what the fuck the enemy is doing. Okay, so that disappoints me. Apparently these blades on his back are just his swords, which they look like Raven Claws. Not the Harry Potter faction. Oh, these flags are crazy. But yeah, so he might not have different weapons, it might just be the dual sword. He is really shaping up to just be Nero in DMC4. For newcomers, one blade to master and all that. Anyways, next footage. This might be the perfect pair one. Nope, this is just the... Yeah. Good old showcase of you have your launcher, square, 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 jump back, absorb essence somehow. I think the essence just comes to you because he just landed on neutral and tried to dash, so essence usually gets attracted to you when you land neutral. And he backdashed again. I really want to know what this backdash deal is because that seems so handy. There might be a dedicated dodge button in this game for those people that love their rolling buttons. Boom, boom, triple flying swallow. This was usually only doable with either the dual swords in 2 or the Dragon Blade in 3. Boom, boom, boom. Very nice. This is the perfect parry, I'm pretty sure I remember the... No, it's not, never mind. This is a charged, I'm pretty sure. There was an armor break sequence there too, I don't know if anybody else noticed that. Boom, boom. Parry, parry. It's a guard break. So, yeah, see, something broke here. So, maybe the charge attack that was implemented here broke the guard of the enemy that was blocking, because attacks were getting deflected. He guarded, he's guarding, he backdashed, he guarded, and he broke. Launched. And Izuna. Beautiful. The game is amazing. Which one is this? Oh yeah, Kunai's launcher. And he also has the same thing Ryu got. You do square, square, knock down, off the distance, and he can probably chase it down. He has... Ryu dashes down straight. He has a poke into a slash down. And I'll break that one down after. But yeah, he does a poke down and to a wide slash that this poor pedestrian also gets attacked by it. And knocks enemies backwards far away, so you have breathing room. So yeah, this seems very, very easy to use character. And then perfect charge, not a perfect charge. You don't get the flash if you don't perfectly charge, apparently. See this glow? I don't think the second had it. It did have it. Okay, it's just not as prevalent. Guy grabs him. This is a cool detail here. I don't know if near death this might not happen, but he falls down, and Yakimo lifts his feet to kick this guy off of him when he blows up. So that means that there's actually a precaution that maybe when they don't die, they do animation like that. And when they do die, maybe they just stay on the ground without any resistance. Again, visual feedback. It's cool stuff. This is the parry. Boom. Big effect. Big effect. Look at all that. Insta kill. And OT just to rub it in, right? Because cutting someone in half is never enough. And yeah, look at that. Look at this massive visual feedback on that. You just perfectly parried this guy. We're gonna slow down the game. We're gonna give you this flashbang on screen that you did it, boy. Your next attack is gonna be big. Boom. Flash comes in. The ring closes. This ring has a significant. I just don't know what. Maybe there's a time into your counterattack. Maybe if you press it exactly as it closes, you do your best counterattack. Which seems to be the case, right? It seemed that is exactly the case, because as soon as the ring closes, the attack goes off. Boom. Cut in half. OT just to rub it in. I think after this it's going to be Ryu stuff, thankfully. So we do need some Ryu. Yeah, sprinting in combat. This is... People don't notice this, or no talk about it, but sprinting in combat means just higher mobility makes any game more fun. If chess had higher mobility, it would have been a more fun game, which I'm pretty sure people have created. Snakes and ladder, there you go. But jokes aside, being able to sprint high speed in the game, in combat too, means a lot. Because usually movement tech in Ninja Gaiden is, you know, dash jump, dash jump, dash jump. You step block and you dash. Sorry, you jump with step blocking, right? And step blocking doesn't seem to be a thing in this game. I think it's slide jumping, slide blocking, like Ninja Gaiden 3, which it is a superior tech. It is absolutely a superior movement tech in combat and outside of combat both. So people might argue with me on that, but you know, you just ignore the facts at that point. Again, there seems to be a deflect built into his Blood Raven sword. Because the guy attacks, and he's like, oh shit, what the fuck happened to me? Why am I stumbling? Boom. And then he gets... And he meets his ghosts. He's done. He's dead. Deflect. Boom. Love that. Alright, and here's the boy. And I'm specifically placed like this. Ryu seems... He has ass armor, which every ninja needs. He has kunais. He's never used kunais as far as I know, and ever since 2 and 3. I don't know if he added in 1. Criminally, I haven't finished playing Ninja Gaiden 1, but I've played the living Jesus out of 2 and 3, especially 3. I like 3 more than anybody should. I'll just leave it like that. His scarf longer, it is amazing. His ass armor is fantastic. I can look at those cheeks clank all day. his sheath is so over the top. It almost doesn't fit the dragon sword. I hope it's like this because it can contain it, and maybe only Ryu can pull dragon sword out of that sheath out. Maybe it's a safety precaution that nobody else gets their hands on this blade because it is very powerful. I hope there's a lore reason behind how ridiculous he looks, but yeah, his armor is amazing. He's Batman. He's just Batman now. Batman is also ninja, so this just perfectly fits. Might be Christian Bale under there. No one knows. Boom, boom, booms, down and slash in. And one thing I want to note on this: square, triangle, square, square, triangle. Look at the after image effect. You see this dark, almost ink-looking thing? It is very satisfying to look at. I wish Twitter's bitrate was not so garbage, but I'm sorry. And the Izuna, sorry, not the Izuna, but whatever this new move is, it seemed to have instantly decapitated the Tengu. His head's gone. He lost his head. Pun intended. And now. Not gonna sugarcoat it. Boom. Square, triangle, square, 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 triangle. Woo, boom. And one thing with this, I know a lot of people don't like the sound effects, and I'll unmute it. Okay. I know a lot of people do not like the sound effect of hitting what sounds like to be a metallic trash can. But when Ryu was hitting the Vangeals, it was sounding like I would say Ninja Gaiden 3 flesh cutting sounds. So I think there's a variety in that sense. I don't think you guys need to worry about the sound effect of hitting enemies. Most of the enemies are cybernetic. They seem mechanical. The armor seems to be mechanical, so it makes sense that everything sounds like you're hitting metal. Besides these guys, I don't know why these guys sound like that. Maybe it's just a placeholder for the sound, as one of my friends said, but we'll see how that is. Beautiful. I cannot get enough of that. And the last one before I leave is this one. Oh, never mind. I just opened this twice like a moron. It is 2 different tweets though, so I don't know why I have 2 different tabs open to it. Whatever, you can watch it again. But yeah, that is everything we have so far, unless they posted something new. I can go check. No, it seems to be this was the latest thing they posted. It's the OT, yeah. Into the launcher, into backdash. Yeah, we watched this. So that's everything on Ninja Gaiden 4 so far. And if I can leave some personal thoughts on this game, I feel like they've made it that it has it's a medium between 2 and 3. Your character might be as strong as 3, maybe not quite as strong, because I don't see Steel on Bone being a mechanic in this game. I'm kind of glad it isn't, because it was very, very dominant. It was very strong. It was very broken. It was easily abusable, and I love it, and I hope it's back, but just not in the same sense where I can just wait around. So if enemies have like strings that ends up being, the red attack comes in and you can dash into him and then Steel on Bone him, I'm okay with that. But if it's like, if I can just wait it out and just spam it's not gonna be fun. It's the gameplay. Gameplay efficiency is gonna boil down to just Steel on Bone him, wait for them to kill him. So I hope it's not like that. And for the most part, Nimpo, I'm worried about Nimpo too. I don't know how Nimpo is gonna work, but the fact that we have essences in the game is really good. Means there's another way for you to charge your Nimpo. I'm okay with that. I do hope it's not segmented like 1 and 2. I didn't like that system because most of the time when you use it, you never get it back unless you get really lucky. So it's RNG. But 3, you always had the chance to get it back. You can get Nimpo back on the same enemy if they have enough health. Like, it was that good. But we'll see how that goes. We haven't seen anything on the HUD. We don't know how the HUD looks like. My other big worry, and I've told this to a lot of people, Farm included, shout out I guess, Ryu not having any other weapons. At minimum, I would want Ryu to have his whole arsenal from 2. And if it's a case where it's like, okay, maybe not on launch they'll have all of his weapons, maybe on launch he'll have like 3 weapons, that's fine. If they want to like DLC this, if they want to DLC the rest of the weapons in, I'm not okay with it, but I'll take it. As long as the DLC is also going to include like a story segment of something. Um, Feedback. I really want. I cannot stress this. I really want chapter challenge in this game to be like 3, where you can use any character on any stage that has no cutscenes. It's just pure gameplay. It's pure Ninja Gaiden. You just play the game with any character, their whole kit, and just have fun learning the game. I hope that's how chapter challenges. Story wise, I'm not going to talk about anything because that's going to be a whole different can to open up. So, gameplay wise, those are my biggest worries. I want Nimpo to be extremely better. I want it to be a middle ground of 2 and 3 again. I want Ryu to have a lot of weapons because his proficiency with his weapons is just. It's almost as fun as watching Dante just pick up something new and just go ham on it. So, I just want that. Yakumo having more weapons. I don't think Yakumo will have more weapons because I think the whole point of Yakumo is he's like Nero. He's like your Viola, he's like your Nero. He's the new guy on the block, so he's going to be simple. He's for the newcomers, right? And like it's our job as the veteran players of the old heads, it's us Ryu and the newcomers are going to be like Yakumo. We're supposed to teach these guys how to play the game. We're supposed to inspire these guys to do better, right? So it's kind of like that. So I think Yakumo's not going to have more than 1 weapon, which is fine because that 1 weapon is doing a lot right now. But in long term, it's going to be the same case as Nero, where it's like, okay, there's nothing else to be discovered. We're done. As opposed to Dante and DMC4, where I think you can still discover new stuff with Dante and DMC4 to this day. Almost 13 years has it been ever since the DMC4 came out? I might be scuffing that a little bit, but I think it is 13 years now. And that is it. That's honestly the closing thoughts. I will get a better mic if the quality is bad, so I apologize for that. And I will do a follow-up if they reveal more. There is an Xbox conference coming up next month, I think. I said in June or something. I'm expecting there to be some type of Ninja Gaiden news in there, hopefully. And if it happens, I will do follow-up videos. I'm actually going to be the guy that's going to break down Ninja Gaiden 2 clips. Not 2, sorry. Ninja Gaiden 4 clips as much as I can. I want this franchise to succeed. I want it to be dominant, just like DMC5 is. I want hack and slashes to come back because the Souls genre is getting very dull. I never liked it. And I feel like people need to actually play real action games. Character action, hack and slash, whatever you want to name it. These are what got gaming where they are. DMC1 is what started hack and slash. You can technically argue Onimusha was the one that started it, but, those games are legendary for a reason. And I hope the world gets to experience those games more often. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.